Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away.
Welcome to another episode. I'm your co-host, Ellen, along with my co-host,
Lee.
Ooh.
They say breathing is a good way to relieve stress and to quickly recenter and reboot and re-energize. So I'm doing heavy breathing.
Okay, do I stress you out?
No, but I feel like if you really want to get better, hold your breath for 20 minutes and then see what happens. But that might not work.
Wow. Okay, well, today I wanted to talk about what we can physically do to, feel like we can get things done, especially when we're feeling like we have no energy.
Do you want me to go first?
I sure want you to go.
I'll fill the space.
I know.
You need me to.
I know.
I think, there's so many obvious things that I could say, but I'm going to go with something that maybe we haven't thought about, and that is doing something nice for somebody else. A call, a text, an email, or a physical doing something nice for somebody else is one of the quickest ways to get your mind off your own problems and on theirs. But, and by doing something nice for somebody else, not only is it great for them and good for karma and all that, it feels good to do good. So there's a quick way that you could reach out to somebody or do something quickly to make a difference in someone else's life. And then all of a sudden, you feel better about yours.
I like that. My ideas were all much more self-centered. And I like that because you're kind of like throwing seeds out there. Maybe I don't have energy, but this will carry me forward. I love it. My first one was take a nap. If you have no energy, chances are that, you need to replenish. So take a 15 to 22 minute nap. Oddly
That's very
specific.
specific, yes.
Very specific, because you don't want to, science shows us if you nap too long, you wake up and you're all groggy. You've gone too far into your REM sleep. But 22 is like the magic number. And I know that there's apps like on Calm, which, not a sponsor, it's just one I enjoy. They have this, it's seriously 22-minute nap guided sleep thing. It's kind of hypnotherapy because at the end they're like, listen to the birds and you come out of it. But it's so refreshing. So, you don't have to have a guided nap, but sit down, lay on the floor. I'm sorry, don't even sit. Lay on the floor, maybe use a pillow, but don't get in bed or on a sofa. Set a timer and take a short nap and revitalize yourself.
Yeah, sometimes it's so simple. Just put a cup of hot tea and you have your hands around on a cold day. You put in some cozy pajamas or sweats because you don't need to dress up today, and just put them in the dryer so that when you put them on, they're nice and fresh and warm with some of that Downy Fresh,
That sounds so good.
Yeah, just a bite of chocolate or a little tiny piece of Lindor chocolate. I feel like we are sponsored. We should be.
We should be.
We should be. We're throwing Hush Puppy Shoes sponsored this segment. But I will go with something even different than that, and that is when you finish something that's been sitting around that you've been meaning to do, and if it's just needs a little tiny finish, sometimes what you're supposed to do, it's harder than something that you've been putting off, which also is hard. But now the hardest thing is like sitting here. Well, it's okay to procrastinate on that if you have something else that you could do productive that is unrelated or whatever, and just do that. Finish it or start it. It could be either one. Like I finally got started on this, or I finally finished it. Somehow that sense of completion or that sense of overcoming an obstacle, it is so inspiring and just gives you such a burst of energy because we have a lot of unfinished things that floats around in your head. And the more of those we can close off and put away and finish, man, does that feel good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Get a little hit of dopamine. I mean, why not do the thing, get the thing that your brain loves dopamine, So when you successfully start or wrap something up, and to that end, when you don't feel like you have energy to do something, especially, oh my gosh, I have to write this report and I don't have the energy to do it. Break it down. You start it. Hey, I have to write the introduction paragraph. I have to put together a graph. I need to write the conclusion. Break it down into little bits so each of those is a success as you go through it. And, give yourself those little dopamine hits, and that'll give you energy to really get into things and keep going.
Some of the simplest things that we can do, including putting a plant or two in your office, getting more sunlight, stepping outside and getting some real fresh air. I know it sounds so silly, but when you actually are cooped up or it's dark or it's all sterile environment, just those little things, a plant, some fresh air, a little sunlight, man, it's such a simple thing. It goes a long way.
They make a big difference to, how energetic you're going to feel. So try something this week. Try any of these ideas and get energy when you need them. And be sure and listen to us and come back again next week for another episode.